guys, welcome back to Bride Society. Today we've got a Cricut tutorial for you showing you how to turn these fillable baubles into a personalised tree decoration, which obviously can be used on your tables or either for Christmas or your Christmas time wedding as favours, and obviously because they're personalised with names, you could use them as the place setting name as well so people know where they're going to sit. So keep watching to learn how to make these with us. If you're just looking for a particular step, please just look in the description box below for the timestamps to jump ahead. Otherwise, keep watching and we hope you like it. If you do, please give the video a like and subscribe for more content like this. And here's what you'll need. The first thing you're going to want to do is open Cricut Design Space and open a blank canvas by using this icon in the top left corner here. That will open a completely blank page. As you can see over here on the left, I've already created the design we're going to do today, and I'm going to show you how to make this first. If you want to jump ahead just to the cutting and application stage, do check out the timestamps in the description box below. But if you're here to learn a bit about how to use Design Space 2, we will do that now. So firstly, we're going to just make the snowflakes. So I've done that by hitting upload over on this left-hand pane and pulled in my design from there. That will then drop it into Design Space onto this canvas like this. Once it's done that, you can obviously resize and copy and paste to create more snowflakes as you wish. So if I just do this over here to show you. Okay, so I just copy and pasted to get another snowflake there. You can see these arrows in the bottom right hand corner. You can just click and drag that to create whatever size you need for your design. Obviously, whatever bauble you're picking to transfer this onto, measure out the space that you're using to transfer onto, so you know what size you're trying to fill. As you can see, Cricut measures in inches. So these measurements here are 1.5 by 1.5 inches. So you can just make that adjustment by dragging like so. Okay, to make more, you just copy and paste in the same way you would in any other application. So if you're on a Mac, that's Command C and Command V, and that will just create another. And again, you can make this whatever size you need. What you do need to do is just make sure that this operation is set to basic cut in this top left hand corner. So as you can see, there's various options, but we're going to want to cut this out of our frosted permanent vinyl when it comes to it. And just make however many you want. I'm creating, say, this many because I want some snowflakes on the front and on the back of my bauble. Okay, so the text, you're going to come over again to this left-hand pane, select the word text. That will insert a text box. You're going to type the name that you need. In this case, it's Helen. And I'm going to drag it over here just to show you. Now, Cricut Design Space will remember whichever font you used last. And obviously I used this one, which is Brittany Signature. It will otherwise default to a much more basic font. So if you want to change the text font, you need to come to your fonts. I filter by what's in my system, and then obviously you can just scroll through and pick whichever font you want. As you saw, I chose Brittany for mine, so I'm just going to select that again, and here you have it. Again, making sure that the operation is set to basic cut because we're cutting out of our vinyl. The only other difference is just for the sake of the design and helping with separating out the different items that are on our mat. I'm going to be cutting mine out of a like rose gold coloured adhesive vinyl. So I'm just going to change it to sort of a pinky colour to help with that later on. Now, again, make sure you've measured out the space in which your name is going to fit onto your bauble. My space is approximately 2 inches squared, so I'm going to unlock this little padlock up at the top here. That means that now the ratios can be adjusted in relation to each other. They won't hold the format. So I'm going to just simply change that to 2 by 2 and lock the padlock up again. Now, you can probably afford yourself a little more space in width to like make it slightly wider if you bring these letters slightly closer to the H. As you see over here where I've done it already, I've just brought it across slightly. To do that, you need to ungroup your letters. So you can do that over here on the right hand side at the top where it says ungroup. And as you can see, it's separated out the letters like so. I want to bring the E-L-E-N across as one, so I'm just going to drag across and select those. So I just clicked, dragged my mouse, come back up to this right hand side, hit group. So now you can move them as one unit. I'm going to sit it nice and close under my H, and then so that you know you still got the 2 inches squared or whatever measurement it is for you for your whole bauble, regroup the entire lot. So click, drag your mouse over so it selects everything. Come back up here to the right hand side, hit group. All right, now it knows this whole dimension. It's now reading at 1.86 by 2. We can now adjust that sizing again. So come back up to the top, unlock that padlock, change the width to 2 inches, lock it back up. So it just gives you that little bit more spacing. The next thing you need to do with this before you make your cut is you need to weld the design together. If you don't do that, what will happen is the blade will cut the individual letters. Okay, so it won't make it one nice joined up piece. It will make extra cuts that you don't really want. So that's really your design done. You're kind of ready to go now. So I'm just going to delete out the extra design. Okay. So we're going to cut the design that's on your page. So we're going to come up here to the top right hand side and hit make it. As you can see, the design space has automatically loaded your design onto 2 separate mats. That's because you're cutting them out of 2 different coloured vinyls, so you need to do them both separately. It typically organises your design so that it uses the least amount of vinyl possible to make it most space efficient. If you want it to do it differently, you're using scraps, something like that, you can click on these and move them around inside this screen. So just bear that in mind. Okay, and you can also just check that on the next screen too. And as you see, as a guide, it's telling you were using the rose gold vinyl on the background, so it's made the mat a pink colour. And this is still white because I'm going to use my frosted white vinyl here. Once you're happy, you're going to come down to the right hand side at the bottom and hit continue. It will then connect to your machine, so make sure you're plugged in and switched on. And then what we're going to do is set your base materials. So as you know, I've previously mentioned what materials I'm going to use. Obviously select what you're going to use. First of all, for the snowflakes. So I am using permanent frosted premium vinyl. If you don't have it at that in your favourites here, come up here to where it says browse all materials. You can then either look through the list or search up at the top here. I, however, have got it in my favourites, so I'm just going to click on the cross there and pick this option here. As you see, premium vinyl frosted opaque. So now we're going to load in our fine point blade into clamp B and also cut and stick our vinyl to our mats ready to be loaded into the machine. So we're going to load our blade into clamp B, so you just open it up, grab your blade. So it's the fine point one, so it's the one with the almost barely there point. Okay, and then we just pop it in the top here, close the clamp like so, and it just locks it into place. You're now going to stick your frosted vinyl liner side face down, so the grid side face down onto your mat in the top left hand corner This is on your green standard grip mat. So just make sure that your vinyl is nice and straight and smooth it down. Load your mat into your machine underneath the guides on either side. Once it's in place, touch the flashing arrow button on top of the machine to load it in. Once the C Cricut logo starts flashing, you're ready to cut. So just go ahead and press that button and it will start. Once your cut is complete, unload the mat again by pressing the flashing arrow button and reload with your next material. Your machine is now ready to move on to your second mat, so in my case the rose gold with the name on it. Now I'm not cutting this out of frosted opaque vinyl. If you are, crack on, continue, otherwise you'll need to change this. So I just clicked on the material name, and same process for selecting your next material, and just repeat those steps for this second cut. We're now going to go ahead and remove the negative space from our design. So that's basically the space that you don't want to end up on your final design. So the gaps between the letters, the excess vinyl. So we need to remove all that from both of our cuts. Your vinyl and your transfer paper. You can reuse your transfer paper. That's what I'm doing here. So place your vinyl down on a flat surface, peel the sticky backing from its protective sheet and place it over the vinyl. Like so. To make sure it's transferred onto the sticky back plastic from the carrier sheet, grab your scraper tool and go back and forth over the design until it's fully transferred, and then simply peel it away at a 45-degree angle. Simply line it up in the center and press down from the middle outwards. Once you're happy, simply peel back the carrier sheet once more, and if any hasn't fully stuck, just replace the adhesive and scrape with the scraper tool again. Now simply repeat these steps with your snowflakes.